We have a nice piece on CoinDesk talking about the future of Bitcoin mining with the halving coming up in about a year from now. The halving is a programmatic reduction of the amount of rewards in a Bitcoin block. It'll be occurring basically in April, reduce the Bitcoin rewards in a block from 6.25 Bitcoin per block down to 3.125 or thereabouts. What does this really mean for Bitcoin miners? Well, there's going to be less incentive to mine Bitcoin because there'll be less Bitcoin in each block. And you also better hope that the price of Bitcoin goes up over the next few months, because otherwise a lot of these miners will not be able to mine profitably. Adam, the halving is always a big story every 4 years. It's seen as a catalyst for bull markets. Any different expectations going into this one?
I think that it is a big narrative. I think it's more important as a narrative than it is in really most other contexts. And, like the whole thing about markets is that they look into the future, they try to predict what's going to happen. And so they look at patterns in the past, and those can then reinforce what happens in the future. Is it correct? Like, is there actually a dynamic there outside of market narrative? Well, the supply is going down as far as the kind of supply expansion and the rate of the expansion. So if Bitcoin is doing the thing that people hope it is, then this does make sense. But I don't think that we know that yet. And I also don't really think that it's possible at this point to tell whether it's narrative driving price or whether it's supply dynamics driving price, which then drives narrative. And ultimately, that is the question, because either this trend continues, as we've seen over the last several cycles, which would mean higher prices, basically in the aftermath, really, of the event, as people sort of bid up the price in advance, and then nothing happens when it actually, when the actual event happens. But then the supply dynamics and narrative continue to kind of tick forward. That's really powered the last couple of cycles that we have. So personally, I have no idea what's going to happen, but I think that history would suggest that that narrative will play out again. Ultimately, we'll see. Jen?
Will, I have a question for you, and you have to answer it really fast because the show is about to end. Do miners actually care about the halving or the halving?
It's the most important thing in Bitcoin mining.
So you do. You think about it and you plan for it.
I wake up every day thinking about it. No, it is very important. You have to be thinking about prices of electricity, prices of machines, prices of Bitcoin. It's all a future-looking industry. If you don't do that, then you'll be out of business before you can even start your own business.
Learn something new every day.